One of the things I'm doing is I'm making sure that the jets are seating properly in the carbs. These are the main jets. The main jet is on the end of the emulsion tube. And this is a little handle for screwing it in. So the first thing I'm going to do, well, what I have done is I have with sandpaper just lightly cleaned up the tip of the jet. And this is with really fine, like 400 grit emery paper. I'm going to just kind of color the tip in on the meeting surface with a Sharpie to make it black. And now I'm going to thread it into a carburetor body, which I have away from the camera. I'm going to thread it into the carburetor the way the jets are supposed to be installed, and then I'm going to look for scratch marks in my Sharpie ink, and that'll show me where the metal-to-metal contact is. So I've screwed this into the carburetor, and you can now see this kind of line in the brass where the ink has been scratched away. Now I don't know if it's going to show up on this video, but there's a spot right about there where the black ink is still there. The metal hasn't rubbed that away. That would be an air leak or some kind of a leak. So as the fuel is supposed to be drawn up here, that's going to be a leak that's going to cause the fuel or air to either have too much fuel, because fuel is going to pass by this and mix in the emulsion tube up here, or maybe air is going to get in there, and air is going to cause it to have not enough fuel. So what I want to do is I want to try to correct that. So I'm going to pull the handle off of the emulsion tube. And right now I do not have my air correctors in there. I'm going to then chuck it up in my drill here, in my cordless drill. And I'm going to turn the drill on. I kind of use it as a little bit of a lathe. And I'm going to use a file and hold the file. This is a little jeweler's file. Hold it right against the angled tip, and it'll make the end shiny, and hopefully it will kind of lathe it down or machine it so it's a perfect cone. So let's see if I can get this to spin. Alright, so I filed that down. Now the file, even though it's a very fine file, is going to leave a more scratched or rough surface than I really want. So I'm going to take that little piece of emery paper that I have, and I'm going to run the drill again. I'm going to use the emery paper to be kind of the final polish or a finer smoothing. Alright, that's very smooth looking. I'm going to take it out of the drill, just wipe it off with a towel. There's a little bit of oil on the emery paper, and I want to make sure that the jet is clean enough that my Sharpie will adhere. So now I'm going to color that again, just like I did. Put it onto the handle, and I'll thread it back into the carburetor, and we'll see if that's an improvement. And so there it is. And so yes, that did solve the problem. The line that goes through the ink is actually continuous all the way around the part. So that's a good indication that there was a low spot on the cone of the jet, and by using the file as a lathe tool to kind of turn it on a lathe, I was able to remove that. So now it's seating well in the carburetor.